and some reflections from some of the staff, including Mr. Gates and Dr. Kudis. So, Mr. Gates, over to you.
Knives and forks down, eyes to the front. The clock has just ticked over to 3:20 p.m. You stand, put your chair on the desk, and open the door for the last time. You are whistling a happy, yet slightly pensive tune. You wave at your teacher, who offers you that final gem of an examination tip: revise everything. Good evening, colleagues and friends. Hello, students. Congratulations, parents. I know how hard you've worked for this. As an English teacher, I tend to receive books for Christmas. Last year I received 2 copies of Frank McCourt's memoir, Teacher Man. I'd love to say that I've read it, but the truth is I've been busy reading other literature, namely your assessment tasks. Like the journey story about a young man on a bus who has tinea on his foot. After riding around for a while, he comes to the profound realisation that he has to get rid of his tinea because his foot is extremely itchy. Yes, I've been reading Coleridge, Keats and Perry. In thinking about this speech, I did what English teachers tell you never to do, and I read the end of Teacher Man first. Here is Frank McCourt talking about the rewarding but potentially combustible relationship between teachers and students. And I'll try my Irish accent, which is very bad. You're on your own in the classroom. One man and one woman facing 5 classes every day, 5 classes of teenagers, 1 unit of energy against 175 units of energy, 175 ticking bombs. They may like you, they may even love you, but they are young, and it's the business of the young to push the old off the planet. I know I'm exaggerating. Scottish, sorry. But it's like a boxer going into the ring or a bullfighter into the arena. You can get knocked out or gored, and that's the end of your teaching career. But if you hang on, you can learn the tricks, because the classroom really is a place of high drama. Thank you. Now, McCourt taught in the Bronx in New York, and his class sizes were much bigger than ours. But even in semi-rural Kenthurst, when the kookaburras are watching peacefully from the trees, certain things are happening in the classroom. There are loud explosions over perceived injustices, bushfires of uncontrollable laughter, floods of tears when assessment results fall below expectations. Sometimes lessons are as much about a box of tissues as anything else. Year 12, each one of you in your own way has been a unit of energy, a bull, a boxer, a ticking bomb. On behalf of the teachers, I thank you for that. You have made our lives that much more interesting. Picture yourselves arriving at the Hills in 2001, going into Year 7 with your crisp blazers. You were, and earlier, you were children really. As Aloysius was telling me recently, you still keenly feel the injustice of a 6th grade teacher who confiscated your toys after an excursion to Questacon in Canberra and never gave them back. Over the next 6 years of schooling, you've been busy discovering where your talents lie and where they don't. Some of you found that you were excellent at sport. Others that they could solve complex mathematical problems way beyond the abilities of the average English teacher. Still others could write a monologue on the events of King Lear from the perspective of Gloucester with their eyes closed, and probably did. When I was in Year 7, we had a subject called LAG. I think it stood for Literature and Agriculture. Because it consisted of us being given a baby chicken and an exercise book. We had to observe the chick over a number of weeks and note carefully its changes and developments. We took them home on the weekends. I had mine in a shoebox. I protected it on the bus, made a pen for it in the backyard, stopped the neighbour's cat from tearing it to pieces. Gradually, it changed. It lost its fluffy yellow coat. It developed coarse white feathers and long scaly legs. It was, in other words, ready to graduate. Over time, our chickens became too big to take home on the weekends. What happened after that is a mystery, because one day a red and white van took the chickens away and we never saw them again. The point is, while we've been writing notes and photocopying, you have been growing up. One memory that comes to mind for me, for your year group, involves a student in my then Year 10 class who was, shall we say, a reluctant worker. One day, in a fit of inspiration, I promised to do a somersault across the classroom floor if this student could finish the 15 questions that represented not 1 but 2 days' work in the last 30 minutes of the lesson. I felt pretty safe in my bet, but to my utter surprise, he, shall we call him Ben, finished the work with seconds to spare. The next day, I had to call on long dormant gymnastic skills and forward roll my way across the classroom floor. I would like to think it was a defining moment for both of us. Year 12, you have achieved great things for the school. You have challenged your teachers to work hard to continue to challenge you. Collectively, you are musical, artistic, energetic, literary, muscular, humble, inventive, caring, verbose, in a nice way, and good-looking. I know I speak for all of your teachers when I say that it has been a pleasure to teach you. Not always, but taken as a total experience, yes, a real pleasure. Frank McCourt summed up the perspective of a teacher very well. He said, "You'll never know what you've done for or to the hundreds coming and going. You see them leaving the classroom, flat, sneering, admiring, smiling, puzzled. After years, you develop an antenna. You can tell when you've reached them or alienated them. It's chemistry, it's psychology, it's animal instinct. You are with the kids, and as long as you want to be a teacher, there's no escape. Not for us anyway." So, as you leave our classrooms for the last time, or we leave yours, remember to come back and say hello. Don't be like those mysterious chickens going off in your vans. There will be few people in your lives who know you as well as your school friends here. So enjoy tonight. Your parents, watching you graduate, are very proud of you, and we as your teachers are also happy to share this moment. I would like to leave you with some profound counsel for the future, but as a famous Irishman once said, it's a silly thing to give advice, but to give good advice is absolutely fatal. Thank you, Year 12, and good luck for the future.